What's up, guys?
Hey.
We're back with another reaction video.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
Today we are going to do Hotel California by the Eagles.
Okay, I know this, obviously.
I know you know this, and I know this, of course. But it's really about the breakdown of the song. It's not even about the reaction. Like, the song's notoriously vague and cryptic, and that's the beauty of it. Don Henley has been asked the meaning of the song, and he even says that it's notorious for being like mysterious and sort of up to interpretation, although he does have like his own personal take on what the song is about, but he really is about it being up to interpretation and it's more like art.
Interesting.
Yes. So we get to see what we think this song is about. And then I will say what it means to them.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about it now. I feel like I know most of the lyrics, but
Yeah.
if I'm really thinking about what it's about, I don't know. I guess I just imagined California, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, also, anyone who's seen American Horror Story Hotel
Oh, yeah.
might be like, I knew this song before that, but like, I can't help but think about that whole season when I hear this song.
Yeah, they used it well.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media channels. Links in the description below. And our username's right there. And let's go.
Let's do it.
On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. There she stood in the doorway. Heard the mission bell, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven and this could be hell. Then she lit up a candle, and she showed me the way. There were voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Any time of year, you can find it here.
Okay.
So,
Such a good song.
yeah, no, it's incredible. So I feel like this part's pretty self-explanatory. Let's see.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I had to stop it somewhere. And of course, the intro is incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so funny. Before they officially named the song, or I think even wrote lyrics to it, I think they just had the music and they kept referring to it as Mexican reggae. And I guess if you listen to it, like you can it kind of does sound like what
Yeah,
Mexican reggae would be if that were a
yeah, I know
thing.
what you're talking about. That's funny.
It's pretty
I
cool.
didn't know that.
Yeah. So it goes on a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair. So it's nighttime. Nighttime in the desert gets cold
Yeah.
because there's nothing to trap the heat in of the day.
I'm picturing him in a convertible
Me
because,
too.
I guess you could have the windows open and a regular one, but I'm picturing a convertible on a desert highway.
Yeah, that's definitely what it is.
Okay.
It goes warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. So colitas are like a type of plant.
Yeah, I know that everybody always thought, including myself, that was slang for weed.
I never heard that.
I have, and I believe the band said no. Like they asked them about that. They're like, "Oh, is that just slang for weed?" And they're like, "No, it's a plant." But I don't know. They could be lying about that.
Yeah, it is a plant though.
No, that I know. But again, the smell of it. People would think they were smoking.
Yeah,
But
or it's just like adds to the smell of the desert area that they were
yeah,
in.
either way, they're painting a picture.
But when was this song written? It's very old.
I don't know, 70s maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
So back then, I don't really think you could even sing about could sing about that. People
Mm.
sang about it.
But I think you were
I guess
you
it
were
just
typically
depends like
cryptic.
what type of person you were.
Yeah.
Like what type of band you were.
Let's see.
Yeah, tell me when it was written because I can't find it. But yeah, so
1976.
yeah, you could talk about that stuff then. They definitely were. I mean, Woodstock had already happened, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like all about weed and stuff.
Mm.
Okay, so rising up through the air. Up ahead in the distance, I saw a shimmering light. So he's talking about the sign of the hotel. My head grew heavy and my sight grew dim. I had to stop for the night. Which, I mean, if you know the song really well, based on like what it's about, you almost wonder like, is he growing tired or is something like almost like is he inhaling something in the air that's making him tired and drawing him into the hotel?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's another reason people thought it could have been weed that he was referring to.
Oh,
You
that
know.
makes sense. That would be some hell of a contact high.
But yeah, he's in the car. You know. He
He's
sees
getting
this.
tired. He
Yes, he
sees the
sees this light. To
hotel.
pull over. Yeah.
It's drawing him in.
Mhm.
He goes, there she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. Mission bell, that's like a church bell, right?
I think so, but I just assumed they were referring to the
Let's
fucking
see.
the
A
clerk desk
mission.
bell.
Oh,
Is it a church bell?
what's a mission? Yeah, like a
So a
church. It's like a church
missionary,
bell.
yeah. So if you go out and proselytize and you go, bring the word of the Bible, of God to people, that'd be like a mission, missionaries.
So I'm wondering, like,
So there's a
is he
church
just also happening to hear a church bell, or is it like sort of
connected.
like oh, like an aha moment? Like,
Is he
there she
literally hearing it?
is.
Gotcha.
Like, is he literally hearing it, or is it like,
In his head
ooh, there she
that,
is,
yeah,
you
he's
know?
attracted to her.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he is attracted to her.
Hmm.
Like, some stuff's going on, because then he goes, and I was thinking to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell. So, like, it's either really great or it's gonna be really bad. And then she lit up a candle and she showed me the way, which is like
No electricity.
maybe no electricity, or it's figurative. It's like she took him inside and showed him to his room, showed me the way,
Yeah, but if she's lighting
or
up
like
the
showed him,
candle, that's interesting that she's using a candle to show him the way. So I guess it could be like back in the
or it's
day,
completely
there
figurative.
wasn't electric everywhere,
Yeah,
you know?
maybe. And he goes, there are voices down the corridor. I thought I heard them say. I was like, you thought you heard them say.
Yeah, that's
So like
interesting.
you're hearing things and it's like voices down the corridor, like disembodied voices,
So
like ghosts.
I take this as he's actually hearing people and he's trying to make out what is being said by them. You know what I
Mm,
mean? That's what I think what he means. When I
yeah.
hear it, at least when he says, I thought I heard them say, it's like
Or just like whispers
he
in the
knows they're
walls.
talking, but isn't sure what they're saying.
Then he goes, welcome to the Hotel California. There is no Hotel California. The image here is the Beverly Hills Hotel. Um, that's the closest that you're gonna get. It's not real.
Hmm.
And he goes, such a lovely place, such a lovely face. He's talking about the girl.
So that was my question. So I always assumed it was the girl that he was just referring to, unless he was talking about the hotel, face of the hotel.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think it's the girl though,
Yeah. And he goes, plenty of room at the Hotel California.
which is interesting.
Mm-hmm. A
It's not
lot
a
of
good sign.
vacancy. No. He goes, any time of year you can find it here. So, like, when someone says that, I think drugs. Like, oh, you can find it here. Like, anything you're looking for. So, like,
So
literally anything.
yeah, so it's interesting. You can find it here. What's the it? Is it the vacancy that he was just referring to in the previous line, the room, or is it drugs, sex, like whatever it is? Is it what's
Anything.
the it? You know what I mean?
So, I will say before we proceed that Don Henley has said that this song is really about like so first he says it's about like women that he's known,
Hmm.
which if you know the song, we'll get into it. You'll come to realize that's definitely a big one. And also, hold on, let me pull up his exact words because I don't want to. So he wrote, some of the wilder interpretations of the song have been amazing. It was really about the excesses of American culture and certain girls we knew, but it was also about the uneasy balance between art and commerce.
So I feel like we didn't get to that part of the song yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. It hasn't
Yeah.
turned yet. You know what I mean?
But I still just wanted to get that out there so then we could just continue on with
For
our
sure.
own like interpretation of it.
For sure.
But
And then
yeah,
is this where we left off?
yep,
I
this is
think
where we
so.
were.
Okay, cool.
Time of year, any time of year, you can find it here. Her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty, pretty boys that she calls friends. How they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. Some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So I called up the captain, please bring me my wine. He said, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. And still those voices are calling from far away. Wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say, welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place, such a lovely place. They're living it up at the Hotel California. What a nice surprise, what a nice surprise. Bring your alibis. Mirrors on the ceiling, they pink champagne on ice. And she said, we are all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they're gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the night man, we are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Okay.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of metaphors in here.
Yeah, for sure. Um, this is my favorite part of the song. So goes, her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. And I totally saw this on Genius. I'm not like finding this on my own. I'm not going to say that I found it on my own.
Hmm.
But also the Mercedes Benz, like Benz, it could also be like Bends, like the Benz. Like, you know, the Benz when you go like scuba diving, you come up too
Yeah.
fast. Like that's why they say to follow the bubbles, like not to shoot all the way up because you get like some insane pressure
Oh, so then
disorder.
twisted and bends would be the play. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But also that like she's just like corrupted by
Materialism.
materialism, yeah, and luxury.
Yes.
And that whole lifestyle that's like very common in California. So, yeah,
And it's not that she likes those things, that, like you just said, the perfect word,
she's like a
corrupted.
victim to it.
And yeah, it's warped her.
Mm. And then it goes, she got a lot of pretty, pretty boys she calls friends.
That's a very funny line.
So she's like, she's probably pretty. She's probably like out with all the guys, doing whatever it is that she does. And has a lot of expensive brands,
Oh,
expensive things.
but she's calling them friends.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could look at it two ways. One, she's not looking, she doesn't want a boyfriend, you know what I mean? But we all know plenty of girls that have a lot of guy friends, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, you know.
And he goes, how they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. So they're dancing,
So who's dancing, in your opinion?
her and the boys.
So, yes, but so then my mind jumps to it's the people in the hotel, even though he's just coming
Yeah.
off the back of the that line about her and her pretty boys. But then he says they dance in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. I'm like, oh, maybe now he's just jumping. It would be her because she's there, but
Yeah,
she's
and then
referring.
everyone as well.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes at least.
Yeah. And they're dancing in the courtyard, sweet summer sweat. I mean, when you say sweet summer sweat, it also makes me think sex
Yeah.
as well. And then he
Hmm.
goes, some dance to remember, some dance to forget. So you're getting
Yeah.
wasted. You're dancing to have a good time and to have fun, or you're dancing to run away from your problems. Probably one of the best lines in a song
Yeah, it's awesome.
ever. Okay. And then, so I call up the captain, please bring me my wine.
Hmm.
So it's interesting because what is a captain? Like, wouldn't you just say the bartender?
So I
Like the
took it
captain.
as the when you call the hotel the desk person. I believe those are
Yeah.
referred to as captains in some hotels.
Okay.
To the person to bring up the shit. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
A
not a
waiter,
it's not a wait,
concierge.
kind of like that. Yeah, I believe a captain's
Okay.
another name for one of that position.
Okay.
And then so it has a capital C. Is it Captain Morgan? I don't know if that was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Maybe.
but it's definitely one of those hotel employees.
Let's see what Genius says real quick because it
Hmm.
is weird.
Yes. Please bring me my wine. Which is interesting. He says my wine as if like he brought it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's like, no, I guess wine is just his drink.
But then the captain goes, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. So,
Hmm.
first off, confusing because wine is not a spirit. And I'm sure that maybe, I don't think there's like some other hidden meaning about that. I think they just don't know that.
Or
Or
they
they
don't
don't
care.
so I
You know what I
don't care.
mean?
Or considering the wine is no longer served there, like you'd say like the spirit of the wine, because it's no longer something that they serve there.
Well, it's also the spirit of drinking we haven't had since 1960. We don't, that spirit, you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
But yes, he's referring to the wine that they don't have, but like the drinking, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
The spirit of
So
drinking.
they're just like all hard liquor then.
So that's interesting. I thought no alcohol, but I guess it could just be.
Oh, no, but there's dancing to. No, they're drinking. They're drinking. They're
I
definitely
I
drinking.
assume that there's no alcohol when I hear this.
I assume that there's only hard liquor when I hear this.
Interesting.
Let's see what Genius says. Because you're like, wine? Who the fuck drinks wine?
Yeah.
Like, go drink some vodka.
Hmm.
So, let's see. Oh, when asked about the wine spirit discrepancy in 2009, they responded, thanks for the tutorial, and no, you're not the first to bring this to my attention, and you're not the first to completely misinterpret the lyric and miss the metaphor. Believe me, I've consumed enough alcoholic beverages in my time to know how they are made and what the proper nomenclature is. But that line in the song has little or nothing to do with alcoholic beverages. It's a socio-political statement. My only regret would be having to explain it in detail to you, which would defeat the purpose of using literary devices in songwriting and lower the discussion to some silly and irrelevant argument about chemical processes.
Who said that?
Don Henley.
What a cunt. That's like so obnoxious. I I get it. I get it's probably annoying. And he's like, I know, but what a fucking obnoxious way to answer that.
Yeah,
That
it
was
is pretty
very fucking
obnoxious.
pretentious.
Also, a little obnoxious to be like, you know, that a spirit is
Yes,
wine.
that is equally as annoying. I agree. God,
This
this is the first
liquor store.
time that person asked you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I worked in a liquor store in my early 20s, and I will say it was literally called wine and spirits, and even I didn't realize that they were two different things. I mean, that's why it's always wine and spirits. I just thought
Yeah.
if you just called it a spirit store, people might think that you're doing like, you know, spirits, tarot cards, and whatever. So I always thought they threw the wine in there so you knew it wasn't psychic, it was an actual liquor store.
Yeah.
But little did I know, yeah, I learned that just from working in a liquor store. So I can assume that the average person does not know that. So I could see why it would be annoying for someone to throw that at you. It's like there's just one person who's clearly obsessed with alcohol who noticed that, and now like everyone knows it because they just told everybody about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a cunty response, I will
It's
say.
obnoxious.
But now what is political about this?
So
Let's find that
so I
out.
don't know about political, but it was like I was saying, the spirit of drinking, like that mind state, that party mentality, that sense of the word spirit. Do you know what I
Or
mean?
the self-entitled mentality. Bring me my wine. Bring
Yeah.
you your wine.
Like he's a king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's calling him the captain.
Which I do believe that is actual terminology that used in a lot of hotels.
Like, I can imagine him being like, oh, fetch me my wine,
Yeah,
kind sir. And you're like,
for sure.
why don't you just approach the bartender and get a drink like a normal person?
Hmm.
So since 1969, they have not had that hierarchy and that obnoxiousness.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Then he goes, and still those voices are calling from far away. So the same voices that said, welcome to the
Yes.
Hotel California. Wake you up in the middle of the night just to hear them say. Like, can you imagine, like, you go into the hotel, they welcome you, you're like, okay. You go to sleep, and they're like, welcome to the Hotel
Yeah.
California.
It's
And
just
you're
what they
like,
want to say.
thanks, I got it the first time.
Yeah.
Sleeping. Okay.
Please, lovely face.
They're living it up at the Hotel California.
Mhm.
Are they, though? No one actually really seems like they're having that great of a time.
Yeah, some of them are.
Some are dancing,
Mhm.
but most are not, especially if they're not, I don't know. It seems a little stressful. What a nice surprise. Bring your alibis.
It's interesting.
Hmm.
Like, so you don't want to admit that you were there? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Or if
bring your
you did
alibi.
something while you were there. Like, to me, it's like a what happens in
Yeah. So if you have
Vegas.
an alibi, it's like
An alibi for your whole time being there, I
yes,
guess.
I mean I wasn't there, I was here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't at the Hotel California. It was at the Hotel
That's what I'm saying.
Not California.
Mhm.
Mirrors on the ceiling, pink champagne on ice. Sounds like a whole party.
It sounds like a trashy motel now. Do you know what I mean?
I'm thinking of it in a cute way, though.
Mirrors on the ceiling. It's like a trashy motel.
Like the type, yeah, like it's just all about sex.
Mhm.
And then they have like the heart-shaped hot tub in the center of the room.
Yeah,
Like in the room, next to the bed.
it's funny.
But it sounds pretty, like, oh, pink champagne. But then she goes, we're all just prisoners here of our own device. So, like, this to me is like, they keep saying welcome to California, Hotel California, but to me, it's like welcome to California. And everything is like, oh, like it's supposed to be like so fun and like, You can you could be anything, you could be anyone, you could do anything you want, but really you end up getting lost in like luxury and lost in brands and consumed by just like, you know, all the different like ways of life, like kind of
Yeah,
just superficial,
no, so I
like very
agree.
superficial.
I agree. So when he says of our own device, I imagine there's that, there's the actress or aspiring actress or movie star, musician, there's people that get caught up in drugs and alcohol, they're
Mhm.
prisoners of that, like whatever it is, like whatever you go there for, whatever your reason
Yeah.
is, whatever you're trying to achieve, you each have your separate reasons for staying there and being a prisoner there to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like especially the girl, like she's caught up in everything that's
Luxury.
superficial and boys and but like he doesn't ever say it, but you can tell like she's not happy.
Hmm.
Like she's not happy. Well, he
Well,
says
yeah,
we're
she's
all just
saying this.
prisoners here.
Yeah.
So she's not happy even though she's allegedly getting everything she wants.
Hmm.
He's here, but he's not really sure why he's here. But like everyone is just here for their own vices.
Yeah.
And they're happy superficially,
Hmm.
but not like deep down. And he goes, and in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast. So they're not eating. That's not what this is about. This is like they're like just like their prisoners, like everything that they're dealing with, their own personal shit. They're trying to fix themselves on the inside, but they can't. They're trying to fix whatever they're dealing with, but they can't.
Yeah, so they are eating a feast, but this particular line, the stealing knives and the beast, isn't relating to the food.
Yeah.
It's whatever they're stabbing with their stealing knives, so whatever it is, they're trying to get rid of the fucking hole in them,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly. Like,
the
oh,
drugs, alcohol, money, fucking
yeah.
sex, whatever it is that fame, whatever it is, you just can't.
Or just like clothing,
Yep,
cars,
you can't kill it.
girls. You're trying to fill the endless hole that is unfillable.
Hmm. That beast.
Yeah. And then the guy goes, the last thing I remember, I was running for the door. So he's
Mm,
like, fuck this place.
yep.
I had to find the passage back to the place I was before.
It's interesting.
So he's trying to find the way back to the front door, how to get out.
Hmm.
And he goes, relax, said the night man. What is a night man?
So again,
Like the man who tends to the hotel overnight.
yeah, that's who I believe.
And then we are programmed to receive. Sounds like a robot now.
Yeah. Well, so I do
What does
believe
that mean?
that just we are as people and citizens, the
Yeah,
media,
he's like, relax, we're
the
programmed
government,
to
they all
receive. Like,
program us to receive what they want us to receive, what they tell us we should like and enjoy and want, and who we should hate and who we should love and all that. This you should buy this, you know what I
and
mean?
also like we're like programmed to feed into like our hedonistic wants and desires.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's like, relax, it's totally fine to be like that.
Hmm.
And then he goes, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. So to me, that tells me like someone's saying like to check out.
Can
Like you
die.
get I was thinking you get fucked up. Like you get high as you get as fucking high as you want.
Uh,
Like check out, but
Interesting.
you can't fucking get out of here. Like you're never leaving.
That's so funny because I went to, you can kill yourself at any time, but you can never leave here. But you're
Yeah.
right. You could check out doing drugs and alcohol. You're right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think. I guess again, that could be a double
Or
meaning.
like you can leave for the day, but you're forever gonna be trapped here. Like you're always coming back.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're guessing on. Genius.
But yeah, the checking out drugs and alcohol for sure.
So they're saying you can leave whenever you want, but this experience that you experience will always have a hold on you. Like it's never gonna leave you.
Yeah, that's like when in the line before when he says, I try to I'm trying to find a passage to the place I was before. I feel like it almost also means to the person I was before. Do you know what I mean? It's like now that I've experienced this, been
Yeah.
exposed to it, I need to get back to who I was before I ever came here, before I ever experienced it.
And then they're like, you can go back to where you came from, but you're never gonna be the same.
Yeah, interesting.
And then we just like spent so long breaking that down, but we still have to finish the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
You like, but you can never leave.
Okay, so that was just completely the outro. I believe it's harmonized guitars right there.
It
Very beautiful.
it is.
Very-
It's so funny, yeah, because I was like, oh, is this Joe Walsh doing this solo? And so I looked it up, and it's funny because it's a guitar solo.
But it's harmonized guitar.
It's two people, yeah. So it's, I guess it's a solo because that's the only instrument being played. Do you know what I mean? But it is being played by two different people. It was
It's
Joe
like a
Walsh,
bass solo.
Joe
I think
Walsh,
so.
and Don Felder. And apparently, it took 2 days to record just this part.
Harmonized guitars are my favorite. That's why I love Avenged Sevenfold so much.
Yeah,
But okay, so considering we did this live, our entire breakdown, after listening to the whole song with like new ears, even though I know the song so well, I really think I take it as someone being introduced to the life of luxury. Like, the people who like live fast, spend a lot of money, have a lot of money, buy whatever they want, go wherever they want, do whatever they want. Maybe they're celebrities or maybe they're just really super wealthy. It's like someone being introduced to that life, either because they just got money or they're just being introduced to it. So they're like trying to live fast with everyone else, only realizing that like everyone hates themselves, everyone's miserable. Like, even though people are pretty and they look like they're having fun, they're really not having any fun at all. And then he's realizing that it's really not for him. But then he also realizes that just by even stepping into that life, that he sort of like corrupted himself and like he can't really go back to the person he once was.
yeah.
It's just the vibe I get.
I agree completely. That's what I think it is. I think you said before, I think the word perfect, like hedonism, it's just
Yeah.
indulging in things that make you feel good, whatever, sex, drugs, money, fucking things, whatever it is, like just indulging. And, there's no turning back for a lot of people.
And
And he's trying to.
because it numbs you out when you constantly get whatever the fuck you want, you lose the excitement and the happy feeling that you get from receiving that.
Yep.
You know, if you don't even give yourself a chance to want something, you see something, you're like, oh, I like that. You buy it. You just make yourself so hardened.
For sure.
Like, you see it when people spoil their kids, or like kids who grow up super wealthy and get whatever they want. Like, they'll be like, oh, I guess I want this. Like, they have no joy about it, no excitement.
Yeah.
And they usually end up going on to do drugs because they completely lose the ability to even feel normal joy.
Appreciate things. Yeah.
Yeah, like zero appreciation. And that's what, like, that kind of lifestyle does to you.
Mm.
So, moral of the story, don't spoil your kids, I guess. And don't spoil yourself too much.
Yes.
Yeah. And, all right. So, I think we did that decently well. If you guys disagree with us, feel free to let us know.
Yeah. Let us know.
Yeah, and let us
Sure.
know what you think or if you have more insight.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See
Don't
you
forget to
soon.
like and subscribe.
Bye.